nor my mind, nor my heart. From the rising, setting of the sun, to honour my ancestral gods. Hail Woden, hail Frigg, hail Tunor, hail Ingwi, hail ancestors, hail kindreds of the Northern Dawn. I humbly ask thee, High Thunderer Thunor, protector all Anglican, son of Woden and the earth, please hallow and bless this holy way of food and this holy rite. Thunor Wayo, Thunor Wayo, Thunor Wayo. Sacred space is set aside for holy ceremony. This space is set aside as holy to the gods. A curse be on any who would forestall this holy work of the gods or overrun this area. I ask Bane Whites to fare away. Any here be warned, the gods will draw nigh. This place is taken for holy ceremony. Members of the Northern Dawn kindred, draw, Anglican, or I'm fired. Welcome to our Wild Stallion kindred Geolabloto. We were supposed to have it over in the Kingdom of the East Saxons, Epping Forest in Essex, but unforeseen circumstances have left that not an option, so just at my home at Wareford Bloat. I'll also be honouring the mothers, as Mother Night is fast approaching. That's chiefly our female goddesses and female ancestors. The kings of the East Saxons, unlike the rest of the heptarchy, trace their lineage to our tribal god Saxnia. Essex was founded in the 6th century ACE, covering the modern counties of Essex, Middlesex, much of Hertfordshire and West Kent. The first king named of the East Saxons was Ashwine, to which a date of his reign is given 527 right up to his death in 587. Himself said to be the father of Sled, son of Offa, son of Bedka, son of Swaffa, son of Anseg, son of Gesek, son of Saxniat, whom the later genealogies make son of Woden. Today I hail Ashwine, first cunning of the East Saxniat Reche. Hail Ashwine! Yola, meaning a fore Yule, is a very important holy tide to us Anglo-Saxons as is fast approaching Mother Night, or Night of the Mothers. We give thanks to the mothers of the folk and tribe, both alive and dead, that Idessa, known in Norse lore as the Disia, very important feminine spirits, worshipped across Germanic lands and other powerful forces such as the Sisters of Weird, the spinners of all our fates, known as the Norns in Norse lore, goddesses known as the cult of the Matronae, associated with the Idessa, but could be compromised with 3 deities, possibly Yrfon, an ancient primeval water goddess, Eostre, goddess of spring, and Erche, an incarnation of our Earthen Mother, Earth Mother. And even the Alasiage, Beda, Vimelina, Baldhilla, and Friagabas, believed to be Woden's Valkyrian. Hludana is honoured, Hludana being the name of Earthen Mother, brought here by our Frisian forebears, also known as Yorth, the mother of our High Thunderer Thunor. We also honour Mother Nerthus, an Earth Mother brought to these shores by our forebears from the tribe of the Anglii, and Mother of Frigg, wife of the All-Father Woden, and mother to our much-loved undying god Balde. We honour Hretha, who blows away Waldor's winter, making way for Eostra. Nealenia is another of the mother goddesses of the Frisian tribe, who helped our ancestors cross the North Sea from the Ingwine lands, usually depicted with a winged cap and a large basket of fruit or nuts nearby. In English stew, nuts are seen as a symbol of fertility and health and have been found in graves from the medieval period. In Old Norse lore, there is a goddess, Iduna, who keeps the gods young with her apples of youth. This seems to be a continuation of the Anglo-Saxon view of goddesses who are linked with youth, health and fertility. Hail to the mothers. Hail. A short prayer to Mother Frigg. Mother Frigg, wife of Woden, mother of gods, spinner of fate, keeper of keys. Let your loving, fertile energy be ours. Share our gifts and blessings with us. Bless our homes, bless our kin, bless our wives and daughters with fertile energy. Protect us, bless us, guide us. Hail Mother Frigg. As said, December was known as Eera Yola, or for Yule. The word Yule comes from the Old English Yola, meaning wheel. Yuletide celebrations lasted for 12 days and nights and came to an end at the winter solstice, the shortest day and longest night of the year, when the veil between the living and the dead is at its thinnest, and spirits can cross the threshold to return to their loved ones or torment the living. It was a time of great superstition, the celebration of one cycle coming to an end and the start of another, turning of the wheel, a time when the sun leaves the realm of the living, allowing ice and darkness to cover the land, killing livestock, plants and crops. It was a supernatural fire festival where candles and bonfires were lit to brighten up the dome of the sky in defiance of cold, dark winter, and to frighten away bane wights and malevolent fairies. It was a 12-day celebration when sacrifices were made to entice the gods to bring back the sun, Sunna, the giver of life. The bones of the sacrificed animals that couldn't survive the winter were thrown onto the bonfire, and flesh was eaten in a great feast. In fact, the act of throwing the bones into the flames is where we get the word bone fire, which evolved into bonfire. In Scandinavia, at the beginning of winter, the lady of the household would make a blood sacrifice to the elves, called Geolabloto. In elven sacrifice, it was a time when the crops had been harvested and the animals were fat and awaiting the winter slaughter. It's likely that the sacrifices were connected to the ancestors and fertility, a way to ensure the family was protected during the dark days of winter. Elves are still associated with Yule to this day and help Santa Claus prepare gifts for well-behaved children. A short prayer to our Lord Ingwi. Hail to fair Ingwi, God of evergreen Isvam, God of good fellowship, God of good cheer. With blood, kin and heart kin we join today to hold a horn in hand, to drink deep, to remember those beloved ones from whom we are parted, to share the joy of this holy season with those we hold dear. With fondness and with frith we gather, with feast and folly we feel today. Ingwi, you give thanks for continued good fortune of our tribe, for the bounty we receive from the earth, for the pleasure we take in good company, for those who warm our beds, for those who know our hearts, for the mead and ale that warms us, and our well-stocked supplies that keep us nourished through the barren winter. Oh Lord Ingwi. In Scandinavian lands, there was a midwinter sacrifice known as the Geolabloto, a great sacrifice to honour the Disia, or spirits of female ancestors, which coincides with our Anglo-Saxon modern rite. As well as feasting, Yule is a time for gatherings and fellowship, gift-giving and toasting. First to Lord Woden. Hail Woden! Second to Lord Ingwi and to the ancestors. Hail Ingwi! Hello ancestors! Our third toast was to the cunning, or king. In our kindred, we do not have a king. We have a high Hearthweald, my friend William Grimsraven, founder of our kindred, who does a hell of a lot of work for us, all behind the scenes and that, and for the good of our tribe. So let's hail my friend. Also, I'd like to wish glad Yuletide blessings to our kindred. Big Luke, Senior Hearthweald of Gladsheim Gate, the northern halves. Shane and Ellie and Elizald of Widar's Grove, Sacred Space. To Sean, the keeper of Pender's Beacon in the Kingdom of Mercia. To Roger, my friend in the north. And to the young lads Adam and Alex, who joined us at our inaugural Arise camp. And to my guardian hand Mike, who couldn't join us today. And it isn't written in here because they were supposed to join us, but our friend Mr. Godwinson and his partner and his wife, and Stuart, our resident blacksmith, and my friend Joe as well, and anyone else who's joined us as a guest, to bid you all as well. In old times, as in the Irish festival of Samhain, an extra place was set at the dinner table for past relatives. Memorial toasts were then made in memory of departed kinsmen. Toasting is believed to have been brought to Britain by the Anglo-Saxons, who literally placed a piece of toasted bread in their drinks until the 17th century. It was customary in England to hunt wild boars, cut off its head and offer it to the god of agriculture, Lord Ingwi in our case. It was an ancient custom that when sacrifice was to be made, all farmers were to come to the heathen temple and bring with them all the food they needed while the feast lasted. All were to take part in the drinking of ale. All kinds of livestock were sacrificed, including horses. The blood collected from them was called hout and collected into a hout boar or vessel. And the wild boar was the traditional meat at Yule until it was replaced by the peacock, roast beef, venison, goose, and finally turkey. The boar still has a place on the Yuletide table in the form of pigs in blankets. It was traditional in England to leave out a bowl of porridge in past times to appease household wights or cough gourders, which survive to this day, leaving milk and cookies out for Santa. It was customary in Scandinavia to fill old boots with hay for Odin's eight-legged steed in exchange for a small gift. The last sheaves of hay left in the fields were given as an offering to Woden's steed to honour and pacify the wild hunt. The German goddess Hertha would come down chimneys with gifts for the good. She is the reason we have stockings. We hang stockings at Yuletide on what the Christians call Christmas Eve. And the reason Santa has 8 reindeer stems from the stories of Woden's 8-legged steed, as each reindeer represents each leg. Santa Claus evolved from Woden as Yule Father and Wish Giver. It is a time of great frith. Oaths were taken at Geolabloto were seen as most binding, and work associated with frith, such as spinning and weaving, would cease at this holy tide. We shall finish with a prayer to the All Father. Hail to Woden, Lord of the dead, Lord of the wild hunt, hanging God, God of the madness we hold deep within our soul, that which inspires us, that which he transcends us. That which drives us to the edge of understanding. On the longest night, with horse and hound you ride, as within our walls we hold together, kin and clan, throughout the storm, throughout the dark, throughout the night, as the sky grows dark and deadly white. We know you as the bitter cold numbs our hands and feet. We know you as the shrill wind shrieks in our ears, a voice so fierce and so familiar. We know you and all your company, those souls and spirits who join your winter's ride, who roam the land as we live in, hide our eyes. Hail to Woden, hail to the hunters, hail to the wild hunt. Ho! May all our kindred and their kin have a blessed Yuletide and be in the favour of the gods. Halves, through fall the fear up, be off to groende godes fed me for the yefilet firem denite. On my mind, on my heart, from the rising, setting of the sun, to honour our ancestral gods. Hail Woden, Free, Tunor, Ingwi, our ancestors, and hail the kindreds of the northern dawn. I'd like to give thanks to the gods, ancestors, whites, join in my sacred rite. I now declare this sacred space closed.